This sports podcast is rated TV MA18 and rated R for crass language, suggestive situations, fictitious hirings, and firings. Viewer discretion is advised. I'm reloaded. Hey yo, do not attempt to adjust your dial. Ba-da-bum-bum-bum. It's your boy Big Vern. This is App Stupid, the fastest growing sports and entertainment show on these YouTube streets. You're welcome. Holla. What up? It's your boy Big Vern coming to you live from the App Stupid Studios, and we pushing a new rap album this month. Roam Streets, Sock It to My Pocket, in stores now. Get it where you legally consume music, whether it be Apple Music, Google Play, or Spotify. My personal favorites on the track is Yellow Brick Road. Yellow Brick Road is crazy. Son of a Gun, Belt to Ass, that's my Joan right there. Belt to Ass is the thing. 22 is hot. I like 22. Cocaine Cold Train. Yo, for real. I like that one. Then West Side Gun, the Marathon or Race. That one's heavy. And I Don't Know. I don't know. Yo, Roam Streets, Sock It to My Pocket, in stores now. Yo, shout out to Roam Streets doing this thing. Make sure y'all go get Roam Streets. The project is out now. Sock It to My Pocket. It is dope. If you're new here, this is what we do here. Hit the like and subscribe button. It's your boy Big Vern. I'm your favorite podcaster. So I'm going to go ahead and move to the NFL. And there's a story that's been developing that they're trying to keep out of the national media. Now, Brian Flores versus the NFL is one where you have to get your hands around discrimination. And for many listeners of mine who may be unfamiliar with Brian Flores, he's the longtime defensive coordinator of the New England Patriots and the former Boston College DB. He has been a fixture in the NFL for quite some time. He had the head seat in Miami for a while, and it was an abject failure, and it produced more enemies than friends, starting with the star quarterback Tua Tagovailoa. Once he was banished from South Beach, Flores did what anyone else would do. He went looking for a job, and this is where it gets murky. Now, Flores, he believed he was being persecuted due to the color of his skin. And this would be the Rooney Rule. And I'll go ahead and read to you his accusations about the Rooney Rule, and then we'll go ahead and get into that, because Flores, he accused the NFL of systematic racism and its hiring and promotion practices, alleging that black candidates received sham interviews just to justify and satisfy the Rooney Rule. Now, here at App Stupid, you all know we have our issues with the Rooney Rule. Now, I can agree with anyone that you need the most qualified individuals to get the job. No one should be getting a job because of the color of their skin. And also, by that same turn, I don't want you to talk to me because you have to fill a vacancy. Now, the Rooney Rule was invented back in 2003. But just like anything else, it needs to be amended. It needs to be updated. And I can't blame Brian Flores for having that feeling, because that is condescending. You are more than qualified to get this job. And the conditions of the Rooney Rule is saying that you only have to talk to 2 black candidates that don't already have jobs within the organization. Out of 32 teams, countless amount of team presidents, countless amount of execs, you only have to talk to 2 black candidates. That is insulting. And it is even more grotesque that some of these guys don't even get face-to-face meetings. They get Zoom meetings. And it's okay for you to have those feelings. Now, this is what Brian Flores is alleging. And if the shoe was on the other foot and there was somebody white who was looking for a job, and all I had to do was talk to 2 white people who don't work for me already, and I don't give them a serious look or a serious consideration, oh yeah, I would be on Fox News. I would be on OAN. I would be on every other person looking to race bait. But these are the charges that Brian Flores is doing. The charge is not racism, it is discrimination. Does he have a case? I don't know. But he wasn't alone in his summation of the NFL and their hiring practices, because the other two gentlemen in this graphic, they too joined Brian Flores' civil suit. This has been going on since 2022. Now, you think about how many Super Bowls have happened. You think about how many Super Bowl champions have come and gone. You also think about how many other fantasy football parties that you have had, and not one time does anybody talk about the ongoing lawsuit that the NFL has when it comes to discrimination and qualified Black coaches. Again, this is not agenda based. This is someone telling you when there's anti-Black discrimination within an organization, you have these things. Not talking about them doesn't mean they go away. No one's trying to guilt anybody into anything. We have a universal right and wrong morality barometer that's going to say, hey, look, this isn't right. This isn't cool. And that's something we can all get behind. Nobody's asking for any kind of special treatment. All they're saying is, I just want to be taken seriously. And it's sad in 2026 that you still have this sentiment that is loosely addressed but never really debated. And we can have those debates in public if anybody wants to go ahead and do that. But I don't even think it's a debate. I think we can just have a conversation. Debates are for people in high school at the infantile level of screaming at each other and nah. I'm a grown ass man. I got things to do. We can have a nice conversation, but I'll just leave that there. Now, 4 years later, this suit is still ongoing, but now we've got a twist. See, Korn Ferry, a search firm that has assisted the NFL and multiple times within franchises looking to hire head coaches and help them with their searches, they've produced documents to Flores' lawyers that include a potential smoking gun document that could shake up the entire case. And so if he's got paperwork and he's got receipts, this just got a whole lot interesting. Now, this is Blockbuster, and it should be on a loop on ESPN, Fox Sports, etc. The documentation was apparently so damning, it prompted Flores' lawyers to amend the civil suit against the league. Now, Korn and Ferry, they flagged the document in question as confidential to keep it out of the eye of the public. Why? If you claim that you got nothing to hide and you want to go ahead and put it all out there, why will you start censoring documents so no one in the public realm of court of the public opinion, if we could look at this? Because if we could look at the documentation that you provide to the NFL when they're looking for coaches, now we have something to go on. It's no longer accusations. This becomes a training ground for how you do business. I don't know if there's a there. But the NFL doesn't want you to take a look at it because it may paint them as anti-Black racism. And I'm not saying that's the case whatsoever. I'm not going to put that jacket on these people. However, because of the new developments in the case, and now this is going to go to discovery, all of this has to come out in front of a grand jury. Now, the NFL can settle to keep these documents from being released, but let's just say if you found out that the sport that you love, the sport that you like, was full of anti-Black racist sentiment, how can you sit there and still patronize that business? How can you reward them with that viewership? How can you go ahead and go out and merchandise and no tickets, no Super Bowls, no. And this is a nightmare for the NFL, that this would come around, that these men would feel like they were devalued. Jay-Z ain't talking about that on stage. Nah, Jay-Z ain't talking about that. He running around here doing something weird. But I mean, right now we got some real situations and y'all got some explaining to do. I don't know who's right. I don't know who's right. I don't know who's wrong. I'm about fixing it. How can we fix this? You got some suggestions? I'm all ears. This is Big Vern. Get in the comments. We still rocking on Wednesday.
Yeah, it's your boy Big Vern. Y'all know the drill. Get in the comments. Let me know whether you agree or disagree. How's it really going down? Also, don't forget to subscribe. We'll be back.